Speaking of big moments, some breaking news. The Calgary Stampeders announced that the following members of the team's coaching staff will not be retained for the 2025 season. Special teams coordinator and assistant coach Mark Killam, defensive coordinator Brett Munson, and defensive line coach Juwan Simpson. Further announcements regarding the football operations staff will be made at a later date. That coming from the Calgary Stampeders and their social media team. So, interesting move here. Mark Killam has kind of had this thought of being the next one for a while now, and kind of being the next in line to be the head coach once Dave maybe transitions into the general manager's role. So that is a not insignificant change. Munson and Simpson, I think Simpson, that one I can see because the defensive line so wildly underperformed this year. And when you have what we were saying all year long was a defense that was not performing to the sum of its parts, then it does seem like a fairly easy call to make to just shoo the coach aside and the defensive coordinator aside. I do think this is a bit of a mistake, though. I do think that this is a coordinator in Brett Munson who has had a significant impact on this defense for a while now, and there have been some years where the talent on the defensive side wasn't all that good, and he, along with others, were able to get the most out of that situation. And so that is... I think it's a bit of scapegoating going on here. I am interested that Dave stays the same in all of his role, but I also think that making these changes, like I just, if you're going to keep the main stuff the same, but then kind of scapegoat these guys, like it doesn't make sense to me. The Killam one is really surprising. But I mean, look, we said it in the talk on Monday and kind of in the power rankings yesterday. There isn't one aspect of the Stampeders where you can go, oh yeah, everything's great. Like, don't need to change that thing at all. So would I have made these changes while not changing things with the general manager? No, I wouldn't have. But can you come on here and say, well, look how good they played in X, Y, and Z. How could you possibly make these changes? Can't really say that either. So while, again, I wouldn't have done this, I would have made some bigger changes up at the top there. I can see where the Stampeders are coming from with that. So some breaking news, again. All happening live while we're hanging out on twitch.tv/primetimepk here today.